You have bridged the ether to Professor Upsodasium's Physiotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive, collecting images and sounds from DragonCon 2012. In this transmission, we speak with Paige Gardner Smith, coordinator for the Gadgeteer Showcase, with a special appearance by Dr. Q.
Gag reel. Ah!
Hello. Hello. Who are you, please? And can you tell me about these wonderful masks?
My name is Paige Gardner Smith. I'm the director of the Gadgeteer Showcase at DragonCon. And it's an exhibition where some of the best builders in the country of steampunk and alternate history gadgets come and they show off their work. And I'm one of those people. The things that I make are typically mask or costume pieces. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. These are some examples of the masks that I make. They're usually made from repurposed materials. This is like a napkin caddy that's squished out flat to give a grill to see through. Those are bra straps on the side, kind of holding the ventilator piece on the front. Mm-hmm. This is a lampshade, just some wet molded leather. But most of these masks will have bits and pieces that just are constructed from leftover things, found items, vintage objects. This mask, for example, is two different kind of tea strainers and an old clock key. I've made masks from tornado debris as well.
Tornado debris?
Yes, tornado debris. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama, and tornadoes came through our part of town in April of 2011, and a friend of mine lost everything in the storm. And she invited me to come by and help her pick through the remains of her home. And she said, why don't you go ahead and get a bag and put some stuff in for yourself? And I said, well, I don't want to take your things. And she said, no, I mean for you to make a mask and stick some of this on your eye. And I said, you know, okay, I will do that.
Not too many creators can say, I was fortunate there was a hurricane and I got some stuff out of it.
Happily, a natural disaster occurred, and I was able to construct something interesting out of it. But it is here at DragonCon. It's on exhibit in the costume track.
But I also think building after disaster is very steampunk.
It is, creating something out of nothing. And she was pretty much left with nothing but her life, and that was enough for her. And she said, anything else you want, you can take.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful.
That's super cool.
So,
I enjoyed that.
Just quickly, if you could step out.
Sure.
I'd like to show off your costume because you're wearing a wonderful ensemble here.
Oh, thank you. People tend to call me the desperate steampunk in the community because I don't have talent or skills to build or construct things. I'm desperate, and so I use whatever tools I have to hand to make something that I can wear, and that includes my clothing. The corset, of course, is store-bought, but this is just a prom dress from the thrift store. It's safety pinned up here. The crinoline is I spray painted black. It was white, and just tacked some fringe on the bottom of it, but just kind of pulled it out to kind of create this Victorian look and attached a couple of tassels to it. This is a thrift store purse, and I just nabbed two belts and hooked those together to kind of give it an interesting strap. This purse it says Prada. Surely it's a fake Prada, right? So there's that. Just a regular straight up belt. These are two thrift store belts that are just hooked together here to kind of make a harness.
Okay.
Oh, I'll show you something else interesting.
Please.
When you're costuming, ladies, you know how you don't like that part of your arm that hangs down? You know the part I'm talking about. This part right here, these are simply pantyhose that I cut the sweet part out and made some sleeves, and it kind of gives you a little arm cover up. If you like that, it's cheap and it's easy. It takes about 2 minutes. Make some really interesting sleeves to wear with your outfits. Pantyhose.
No, that is wonderful. That is a neat trick. I have to ask you though, do you use the same size pantyhose for your arms that you do for your legs?
I do, because they stretch. This is you're asking what size pantyhose I wear?
Not at all. Not just if it were the same.
I wear the tall ones. These are the tall ones. But it works great. You can use pattern hose, you can use stripe hose, herringbone, but it's a nice little cover-up if you don't want to have completely big arms.
And your hat.
My hat. This hat is a Party City hat. It was originally blue. I spray painted it black. You can kind of see some of that blue probably showing through here. These feathers are fabric picks from Michael's. You get them when they're on sale. And just got an ice pick and stuck some holes in the hat to wire the feathers on. And yeah, these are all Michael's feathers and just a little bit of illusion tied on it to add some extra color, but it's all very inexpensive.
It's a great outfit.
Thank you.
And it's very inventively put together.
Thank you.
And it completely puts a lie to the statement that you have no talent.
Desperate. Desperate. Oh, I want to show you one more thing. This is also, this is a neck corset. And I have to show this off because this is actually made from a thrift store bra. Big, endowed women have lots of lace in their bras, and the side panels you can take, and you can just sew them together here and tack on a little bit of lace on the top or some beads. And these are 2 side panels of a big woman's bra from the thrift store, and just decorated. And those are just to give it some ribbing. That's the packaging from the action figure box, just cut to stitch in there.
That is a wonderful idea. Now, I saw someone I want to grab really quickly here.
Super.
Dr. Q.
We're famous.
I'm sorry, you had started a step before, and I didn't mean to be rude, but she was about to answer a question about pantyhose.
And that's very important, I understand.
It's very important.
I'm a glutton for the spotlight. I'm sorry, I almost photobombed you.
No, what? What?
This is Dr. DJ Q, who is the track director this year for the Alternate History track at DragonCon 2012.
Hi, how's it going?
And Paige, as we mentioned before, is running the Gadgeteer Showcase here at DragonCon 2012.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
Yeah. Can you talk to us real fast about the changes? Because this was not called the Gadgeteer Showcase last year.
Well, Paige, would you like to?
No, you take it.
Okay. The previous years, it was called the Steampunk Exhibition, and we changed the name to change the focus more, less on folks that also were vendors and artisans selling their wares, and more about the spirit of the DIY and steampunks as artists that are making things for themselves. And it's very much a steampunk show and tell, which is kind of the heart of what we were aiming for the exhibit, I guess.
The amateur inventor. We wanted to kind of focus on that and highlight the people who are doing this strictly to please themselves and give them a moment to kind of show off to people who appreciate it.
Yeah, showing off is definitely.
Yeah, we're showing off.
There's some really good stuff here that some folks are clearly showing off.
Yeah,
This is
the best showing off ever.
Yeah, complete with working vehicles and all that. It's incredible.
And we're at the end pretty much at this point, but you've had an enormous crowd in here today.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was a big success. Yeah. You, Paige, you actually did a speech earlier, which I think I may have caught part of, talking about not selling anything.
Yes.
At this event, that's a very important part. As we're a showcase. We're not a vending opportunity. This is not a sales floor.
Yes.
Right.
This is a showing off.
Yeah.
This is a show-off moment strictly. We have vendor halls at DragonCon where people can vend and sell their materials.
And exhibitor halls for folks to. There's dealers halls and exhibitors halls. It's kind of confusing if you've never been to DragonCon. The short version is exhibitors are folks that are. What's a good differentiator between a dealer and an exhibitor?
An exhibitor exhibits, a dealer deals.
A dealer deals multiple companies' products. An exhibitor is a company showcasing off what they have to sell as a company.
Okay.
Like for example, ChessX, the gaming company. So you go there, they're an exhibitor. All they've got is dice, and more dice in a big line. But that's more of an example of just them doing what they do, and that's the differentiation. But in this case, for our showcase, it's showing off.
Yes, showing off, not selling.
Bunch of show-offs.
Not selling anything.
Nope.
But of course, if you see anything out there that you like, you in your own free time are more than willing to, outside DragonCon, contact these wonderful people.
And learn how they did. Well, 9 times out of 10, most of them will just show you and tell you how they did it, which is what makes it really, particularly in steampunk.
A lot of these videos show you how they did it. So.
And some folks, there are some artists. I mean, artists are artists. They'll do private, folks will do private commission. Hell, I'll build folks something if they'll pay me enough money. But that's not the point of it, But it is something that folks can do.
Mm-hmm. What else for the alternate history track this year?
Well, the next one we got coming up tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we've got two big things. One of them is Bruce Boxleitner's Lantern City panel, in which the folks at Dragon Con will get a sneak peek at a trailer that has not been released anywhere else. It's going to be debuted tomorrow at 2:30 in the right here in the Atlanta Ballroom, and then later on in the evening, starting at 8:30, we're going to have the Mechanical Masquerade, a gigantic steampunk party, which is going to have live music by the Aeronauts and Megan Jean and the KFB. I have also been told that This Way to the Aggressor is going to be entertaining folks waiting in line.
They've been doing a great job. We spoke with them a little bit earlier.
Fantastic. And we'll also be DJs by DJ Emmett Davenport and DJ Dr. Q.
Oh, great.
Show off.
Super show off.
Well, I want to thank you both for your time and for this great event.
Oh,
thank you so much.
Thank you for covering it. We really do appreciate it. The more folks see it, the more they'll be envious and need to go to Dragon Con next year.
2013 Alternate History Track. Put it on your calendar while you can.
Yes, and remember to wait in line early.
Bring food.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You have been watching Professor Alcedasium's Visuotronic Audiographic Steampunk Archive. For more information about DragonCon, please go to www.dragoncon.org. Special thanks to the Alternate History fan track found at alternatehistory.dragoncon.org. Very special thanks to Paige Gardner Smith, and as always to Dr. Q. Our theme music, The Visuotronic Blues, was written and composed by Alex White at thegearheart.com. Our motion graphics were created by John Adams at Blithwolf Studios. Please stay tuned as the experiment continues.